Hello everyone, this is Judith with another video. We are talking about your twin flame journey. Yeah, well, very warm welcome to everyone on the channel, and today we are talking about the third thing along the journey that twin flames have to master, and that is knowing your worthiness. And worthiness, of course, this is your self-worth. This is all about self-love. And I've been talking quite a bit about self-love on this channel. and there is no end to it really, right? Because it's like, we're always trying to really find out what is this self-love. And really it's a path, and it can be different things, a lot of things, many things, and you can look at it differently, of course. And I've heard Eckhart Tolle recently talking about self-love, and he put it in a way that was new to me, that he said it's not actually self-love. If we need to love ourselves, then that's okay. It's like a step along the way. But what it's really about, it's about being conscious in the moment and aware of self. And that this to him was not the same as loving yourself, because it feels much more active, right? That you do something in order to love yourself. Or you put a kind of focus to yourself, when really it's a way of being. It's a way of being, right? A way of relating to the world. But we have to get there somehow, right? We cannot snip our fingers and be in self-love. Sometimes we can, and as I always say, I recommend just playing around a little bit with calibrating to different frequencies. So with self-love, for example, you could choose to say, or to state, I calibrate to my frequency of self-love. And then just see if there is a shift, right? And then stay with those feelings, and this becomes then clearer and clearer along the way where this self-love is and what it feels like in your body. And then you will also notice that there are differences, whether you calibrate to joy, whether you calibrate to your twin flame union, or whether you calibrate to your harmonious twin flame union. And so you can play around a little bit with those higher frequencies. Try that to get used to the higher frequencies, because on one hand we are like not able to maintain those higher frequencies. We have to learn to maintain those higher frequencies, and we also have to learn and to master. That's also something about self-love and about the worthiness, about your worthiness, to open up to love. Right? Because when your twin flame's love comes at you, whether you notice it or not, whether you're aware of it or not, you close off. You're not able to take that love, to not take it in, to allow that love, right? You're not able to open up to it because you have never experienced that, right? And that's with a lot of things in our life, things that we don't know, that's outside of our comfort zone. And believe it or not, but love is probably outside of your comfort zone if you're not with your twin flame, right? So we have to be gentle with ourselves here. That's a way of loving ourselves. We have to know that we deserve love. And even if we're not there yet to open up fully to this love, then just the information is already like opening up something, a path to that, to this openness and to this readiness for union. Yeah. So yeah, union, the the energy of union, of twin flame union, is much more peaceful than we would expect this in the beginning, when everything is so overwhelming and so many emotions coming up. And we don't know that that some of it is our triggers, that some of it is an old way of love, whereas we as twin flames, we go to unconditional love. And that's a journey to take, right? There's a lot of confusion in the beginning, and we as chasers, we have learned to pretty much always look on the outside and be aware of what other people need. Yeah, and we are very loving. So you as a chaser, you are a very loving person. You're an empath. You probably give a lot, not only to your twin flame, but to people around you. And there's nothing wrong with that, right? But we also light up like a gas station to abusers. Yeah. There are a lot of people, they come at us and they take and take and take, and the gas station is already empty, sold out, but the light is still on. I'm here, I'm ready to give, but you don't have anything to give anymore, right? You need to give to yourself so that the gas station is full, and you need to control that light, right? Whether to be present and ready to give to others, or whether to just turn out the light and just be aware of your energies, right? To not be able to regulate, or not able to manage your energies. Yeah, our energy, what are we doing with our energy? That's very, very important to master that. And the fact that we deserve also to receive that energy. Yeah, and opening up to that and learning to let that in little by little. So watch out for other people, not your twin flame, right? Also your twin, but also other people. What are they giving to you? And are you ready to receive that? Do you want to take that, or do you have like a reaction of wanting to reject a gift? And that's totally okay, right? You don't need to take everything from other people, but just develop an awareness in relation to that, in relation to your capacity to receive. Because really the self-worth and self-love has a lot to do about our willingness and our ability to receive. Yeah, that's what the self-worth is all about, because we know about giving to other people, right? We have no problem with that. But whether you know it already, or maybe you're still not aware of it, you have a problem, most likely, to receive when you are a chaser, right? Yeah, so that's something to master. And if you need help, you find my office in the description box, and there is something that I'm always like promoting at the end of the videos now. It's a free event, end of October 31st. And if you want to be part of that, please sign up to my newsletter. The link to this will go out via newsletter. It will be alive, but there will also be a replay, hopefully. So if you can't make it live, don't worry. And we are taking the chance on October 31st, which is Halloween, as you know, to clear around dark energies, which is often overlooked on the twin flame journey. And I think that this is something that is critical, right? It's crucial to have a look, because there is outside interference, there's third parties, there's all kinds of things that are blocking twin flames, and it's really unnecessary, right? We have to deal with so many issues, so it would be really good to get rid of all the dark energies and to know how to do it, to be a little bit skillful around that. I will do that for you. Of course, I cannot do everything, but I will just do a bunch and explain a little bit. And I also want to take some time for your personal questions. They do not have to do anything with dark energies, could be whatever related to your twin flame union. So if you have a question, then please drop it in the comments. And don't forget to sign up to the newsletter, otherwise you will not receive the link. Okay, so let me see if maybe I don't know if this was the end of the video, because there's something that I still want to clarify that is so critical about worthiness, right? I've already talked about, like, you always wanted probably to fulfill the needs of others, and your worthiness was not shown to you by those around you, your caretakers, primary caretakers, parents, etc. So very often what happens when you grow up with a narcissistic parent, or maybe two, then they are not able to show you your worth. They just have no antennas around this. They are wounded themselves, and they cannot show you your worth. It's just not possible. So the conclusion that you draw is that you are worthless. That's what shows up, right? We have a lot of flavors around helplessness, unworthiness, powerlessness. But a critical thing that is also often overlooked is worthlessness, right? And so you consider yourself worthless when it comes to your twin flame. And think about it. Very often you would maybe have come to the conclusion around along your journey that certain things are worthless. Maybe not that you are worthless altogether, right? That's not true, and this is certainly not your feeling, but it always refers to certain aspects of yourself, right? And when it comes to love, then you feel worthless of true love because you have never experienced unconditional love. You wanted to experience that, so you have given this to other people, but have lost the ability to receive, as I said. It's just to clarify those mechanisms, and that it really starts early on. And your twin flame is then mirroring this to you. And this flavor of worthless can show up. For example, in my journey, I suddenly came to the conclusion that words are useless, and that whatever I say, whatever I express, is completely worthless. And that was a big thing for me. It was shattered me in a way, because I am an artist. I write. I'm an actress. I express with words, So words, I love languages. I always love to express with language, with words. Words, this was my world, right? And all of a sudden I realized I cannot reach my twin flame with words, with my language, with what I write, with what I say. There's no way. So I felt like this is completely useless and worthless. And so a part of me was completely shattered. And that, for example, was a reflection of this perception of me being worthless, of me not deserving being heard, and that my love was not received, right? Which was true for me as a child, yeah, and there's no blaming here for parents or something like that, but that was just the conclusion that I was drawing from that, and so then you go about your whole life with this pattern. And you're completely like always lean forward like this. And you're never laid back. Yeah, I have to breathe. You're never like in this peaceful energy of opening up and receiving, right? So yeah, I think that that's it for now. Have a beautiful day, and of course, as always, there's more to say, but we have more time, more videos. Stay tuned for the next one. I can't remember what it is, but this is a series of 5 videos with the most critical things that you as a twin flame have to master in order to come into union with your twin flame. So stay tuned for that. Bye for now, everyone. Bye.